When you think about Scott, I think about integrity. What he says is what he does, and he cares. And you can see it, you know, and it's real and it's genuine.
He epitomizes dedication, persistence. He's an excellent influencer of people.
One of the best things about Scott, he has always been there first for his family, which I respect a whole lot.
I grew up single-parent household, so in many ways I was left to my own things to do, if you will. I remember when my mother bought a set of encyclopedias, and I would page through those and read and learned a lot about people and things. At the same time, we had a park down the street from where I grew up and go up there all the time. We'd play all sorts of sports. I was a pretty good student in high school, graduated pretty high in my class, and had a lot of choices as far as grades and test scores and all that go. And we did some campus visits throughout the Southeast to a number of schools, and just being on the campus at Georgia, just feeling it, it just felt right. After Georgia, I had an internship lined up down in South Florida with the food distributor for Burger King Corporation. It's a company called Distron. And so ended up finishing graduate school at the University of Miami. Met my wife doing that too, so it was a win-win-win situation. And then from there, I got another opportunity to come to Louisville to work in a new parent company called Yum Brands, and that's where I learned a lot about Wall Street, board of directors, and all of those opportunities prepared me for the phone call I got one day out of the blue, which is there's this company, Texas Roadhouse, based right in Louisville, that's looking for a chief financial officer.
I realized if we were going to go public, I needed a CFO role, so we looked around at quite a few people, and then I met Scott Colosi, and my God, he was the one.
If I remember correctly, the first person we interviewed was Scott, and everybody loved him.
What I really liked about him, he wasn't a corporate guy. He was just a regular guy that would be very approachable to our people, but yet he's very, very smart up here, and he's great at analyzing things and looking at the numbers differently than most people. And when you have a crazy founder like me, you need somebody on the other side that's more balanced and grounded, and so he fit perfectly. He's not afraid to do some traveling versus send somebody else to do it or do it by phone or email. So he's a very hands-on guy in that regard.
When I became CFO of Texas Roadhouse, there were just a little bit over 100 restaurants. About half of those restaurants were franchised-owned and half were company-owned. Back in those days, we didn't have a lot of money, so a lot of our growth was funded through franchisees. Versus today, being almost 550 Texas Roadhouses in the United States, about 85% of those now are company-owned, but we're hoping we can continue to grow some things beyond Texas Roadhouse, primarily for our people, to give our people those opportunities to continue to further their careers in our company, and that keeps all your greatest players on your team.
I attribute the success of Texas Roadhouse to they let their people manage the business instead of the support center managing the business. They've got a lot of folks that take care of what they're supposed to do, and they build them up. They let them blossom.
Well, it's all about letting go and trusting your people and empowering your people. I've always asked, what's the why? What's the why behind anything? I've always tried to explain to people that work for me, what's the why? And when you ask people for help and you get in the whys, a lot of times they'll give you extra ideas and help you make something even better. It's truly a family, and a big part is I'm so proud of what we do. We're more active in our communities than we've ever been.
The biggest thing that I've seen him get involved with is the Healing Place. He ended up joining that organization on the board maybe 5 years ago, and I think he quickly became the chair, the board chair, within a year or two.
The Healing Place is a social service organization. We provide long-term residential recovery services for people struggling with addiction. We had a plan to take on a $29 million building project, and I have every confidence that we could not have accomplished that project without Scott's leadership.
He just rolls up his sleeves and helps you, you know? Or if he can't help you, you know, he'll say, go get the help, go do whatever you need to get the help. You know, that's truly what being a servant leader is all about, is helping others succeed. And I think that's what he wakes up in the morning striving to do.
You hope that the example that you're setting for others is that it's that much more rewarding to take some of the money that you've made and be able to use it to give back and make a difference for other people. That's probably where, if I said, what's the incentive to make more money? It's really, at this point, is to give more of it back. You know, if more people did more of this, think of what we could accomplish, you know, out there in the world. It'd be pretty cool to see.